Pretty sure by now a lot of you have seen those videos of that woman who's calling churches and asking them if they can provide her hungry baby with formula, and how so far out of the hordes of churches that she's called, only 4 of them have actually helped her, one of them including a mosque. And a lot of people were surprised by this, but I was not. I didn't grow up in a family that was very religious, but I was sent to church as a child, and Christianity for me exposed the hypocrisy of religion and ultimately made me an atheist. And the more I learn about religion and denominations of Christianity especially, the more my atheism is actually reinforced. I think that if there is a higher power, this entity looks nothing as we are taught. As a child, one of the things that didn't make sense to me the most was the transactional relationship that we were expected to have with God. And so I remember at one point asking my uncle, what happens if you're a good person your entire life, but you just don't believe in God? And the answer is very simple. You're going to hell. This doesn't make sense at all. And I refuse to accept it as a possibility. It doesn't make sense that a higher power would abide by this transaction. When I was in college, I studied sociology, and with that came a lot of history of colonization and learning that the Bible was one of the most important tools utilized by the British, the French, later on by Americans, to quell revolutions, destroy cultures, and to make the inhabitants of this resource-rich land easier to control. Seeing how they also used it as a tool for separation and division and derision, giving us reasons to police and hate one another. It has done immeasurable damage to our communities. Having said that, I think that there are people who embody the tenet and the teachings of Jesus Christ a lot more than others. And I actually don't have less respect for people who do believe in a higher power, but still live their lives in a godly way. In a certain way, I am so aware of how white supremacy has made life on earth for so many people of color miserable that for some people, believing that there is something better after they die is the only thing that they actually have. And so I can understand why so many people are quick to accept it and embrace it. But these people are also the ones who typically live their lives in alignment with how Jesus Christ tells them it's supposed to be lived. I think that Christianity in the hands of white people especially has nothing to do with God, but everything to do with control and acquiring power. And the more I learn about things like evangelical Christianity and Mormonism, this becomes clear as day for me to see. And so the majority of Christians that I know are actually good people. But in the broader sense, I think that Christianity is extremely harmful and that Christians are some of the most hypocritical people on this planet.